Hey folks, in this video we're going to look at how to increase or decrease a number by a certain percentage. So for example, let's say if we have an amount of money, let's say we've got £200 and we want to increase that. So we're going to increase £200 by, let's say, 15%. That's a 5, not an S. 15%. So we're going to increase £200 by 15%. Now what that means is we're going to take £200 and we're going to make it bigger, because increase means make it bigger, and the amount we're going to make it bigger by is 15% of what it already is. So the £200, the first step is to figure out what 15% of £200 is, and to do that we could find 10% and then we could half that, and that would give us 5%. Because half of 10 is 5, and then if we add those two together we would get 15%. So let's do that. So 10% of 200 is 20, 5% will be half of that, which is 10, and then 20 add 10 is 30. So we're going to increase it by 15%, and 15% is £30. So if we're going to increase £200 by 15%, that just means we're just going to add £30 onto it. So all we do is 200 plus 30, and that's increased by 15%. So if we increase £200 by 15%, it would become £230, and that's it. Alright, let's do a couple more examples. So that's increasing an amount by a percentage. Let's try decreasing. So we're going to decrease, let's say £450, and let's decrease it quite a lot. Let's decrease it by, I don't know, 35%. Why not? That's quite a lot, nearly half. Alright, so there's another method for this, and that other method is to multiply it by 100% minus 35%. So if we wanted to decrease £450 by 35%, we could find 35% and take that away, or we could do 450 multiplied by 100% minus 35%. If we were going to increase it by 35%, then we could multiply it by 100% plus 35%. But we're going to decrease it by 35%, so we need to multiply £450 by 100% minus 35%. That works for any percentage. If we're going to increase or decrease any amount by any percentage, we would do 100% plus or minus the percentage, and then just multiply it by that. Alright, so 100 take away 35 is 65, so we need to do 450 times 65%. Now we could change one of the easiest ways to do this is to multiply it by 65% as a decimal. 65% as a decimal is just 65 divided by 100, which is 0.65. So we would do 450 times 0.65, and that would give us the answer as well. Easiest way to do that is with a calculator, but if you don't have one, then we would go with decreasing it by 35%, just by finding 35% and taking that away. But let's try that without a calculator. 450 times 0.65. So if we write it out in our columns, let's put 0.65, line the decimals up and keep as many zeros on the end as there is on the end of the smallest number, and we're going to multiply those together. Alright, 50, let's ignore the decimals and think of that as a 5000, which is 5,000. 5,000 times 5 is 25,000. And then we've got this 4, this would be 40,000, that times 5 would be 20, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 20. And then 60 times 5,000 would be 6 5s are 30, and then we need 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and then 60 times 40, well 6 fours are 24, so we need a 24, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, and then 24. If we add those together, we've got a 5 there, a 2 there, a 9 there, and a 2 there. And then we look at how many digits are behind a decimal point in the question. That's 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a decimal point there. So if we want to decrease, £450 by 35%, it would be £292.50p.